Hi guys, hope you're rocking today. So welcome to another video. So today we'll talk about, as you can see in the topic, Bitcoin. So is Bitcoin going to break the $5,000 or is it going back down? Why is it being so fluctuated? Should I even invest in Bitcoin and other virtual currencies? So as of right now, you might have heard of some news about all other currencies and Bitcoin and ICO, stuff like that. I have friends working for the ICO, working for the fundings, for such like that. The only main reason why Bitcoin and other currencies are going up so high is actually the one main reason is it is against the US dollar. So if the US dollar is going down, as you can see, every single currency, including Bitcoin, Euro, Australian dollars, and even gold, which is used to be backed by gold. US dollar is was backed by gold before, right? So whenever the US dollar is going down, people will need to hedge, and people will going to the money will be leaving US and going towards other currencies. So if Bitcoin, as at least we think that Bitcoin is a real currency, then whenever US dollar is going back down, and for sure enough, we're saying when we're reporting the price as Bitcoin to dollar, right? If the dollar is going down, the Bitcoin will be going up. So with Bitcoin going back up, I will break down both fundamentally and technically. First of all, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe now and like my Facebook page so you will be one of the first one who will see my most updated video. So today, we'll talk about Bitcoin. So fundamentally, we have to look at not the Bitcoin itself, because the story is really a long-term story, really a movement, a battle between the government, stuff like that. I'm not talking about the conspiracy, like the story behind is involved US and involved China, right? I'm saying that legit fundamentally from my perspective, whether or not the consumers in the banks and stuff will use the Bitcoin rather than the currency that is backed by the government, that is issued by the government. So we'll have to look at fundamentally in the short term is the US dollar. So as you can see, the US dollar, why is it going so weak? Because the currency is more or less is against somebody else. So if the US dollar has to be is a basket of currency, is against Japanese yen and against euro. So as you can see, few years ago, globally, there's only one country that's saying that they will going to have interest rate hike. That is US. But as of right now, Canada is going to have interest rate hikes, and also Euro and even Japan, they're not even mentioning about QE and cutting the rates, right? They're going to exit the QE and also might be having might be raising the interest rate. So as currencies is something that is have to be against somebody else. So at this time being, US is going to, we know that we're going to undergoing under the interest rate hike, but because the euro and other countries also going to have interest rate hike, so in comparison, US dollar is not as strong. So with the expectation falling short, the US dollar is going back down. So especially FOMC meetings in the September and in November, you are looking at the futures, the chance of raising interest rates is only 10 to 20%. So the US dollar might be going weaker in the future. And especially in the September, there's a presidential election in Germany. I'm sure you have heard of that from me saying that for a really long time in my previous videos. If nothing is going bad, nothing is going south, everything is right, the euro will also going to be stronger. So that is another force why September the US dollar, at least there's no strong legit reasons why US dollar will going to be strong against other currencies. So that is fundamentally US dollar is going to be weaker. Technically, US dollar is getting higher and higher chance it will going to be weaker. There's a candlestick pattern having a buy signal, but after that there's a shooting star at the $94 level. So as we talk about that, 94 is really an important level. So now you can see a little triangle here. So as soon as unless it breaks above the triangle, saying that it's 93, or hitting new high that's 94, or else the trend is going down. So of course we can see more of the information. Let's say US dollar is going down below this candlestick pattern, which is 91.62. That is another wave of another trend. The wave is going down more, so that you will know that at off the bat, you will know that all the currencies by default is going up. So Bitcoin will be going up fundamentally and technically. So we can also look at Bitcoin to US dollar technically, so saying that we can set some profit and loss ratio. So as you can see, last time we mentioned that is this downtrend, and I'm saying that if you have watched my video, including myself, I invested in the Bitcoin, and the latest time is the closing date of this candlestick, which is already to closing is $2,875 to US dollar. So up to now, even a little bit adjustment, you'll be profiting around 58% already. So now, if you have invested in it or you want to invest in it, you will set a price to leave to sell the Bitcoin. So whether it's cut loss or cut gain, because a cut profit and cut loss depends on if you have invested in it already. So as you can see, hitting the there's a X line here, hitting like 7 or 9 supports already. So you can say this trend line is really legit, trustable. So if it comes back down below 4,300, just say you should cut profit or cut loss. That is the risk level is not as high. But if the US dollar fundamentally and technically is really going to be weaker, then technically in the charting analysis, the Bitcoin to US dollar may hit the upper trend line again, which is already $5,000 against USD. So as you can measure, you can take this measurement. You can say that if even I miss all the chance, I missed the video, you can say that, oh, if I buy it now, you can hit the profit and loss ratio, which is going to be measured like that. So this is the green segment, the profit and the loss. Let's say you can react as soon as it breaks below the trend line. I would say right round down then. The ratio is like 11% to 60%. Is pretty good investment already. Is the profit and loss ratio is already 2 to 1. So I can't say in the long term what would happen, but in the longer term, I would say it may be the value of Bitcoin might be influenced by other currencies coming up, because there's ICO, there's something other things backed by other virtual currencies. All the iBanks are going to have their own currencies, and it's going to be go up in general, but because of the demand is not as if all the people will only have one choice, Bitcoin. There are many other options, so Bitcoin in longer term is not as sexy as before, but at least in the shorter term, US dollar will be going to be weaker. Any currencies, for example, Bitcoin, Euro, and stuff like that, and even gold, which is I talked about last Wednesday. You should buy gold, right? So I bought gold already. I bought Bitcoin already. That is some alternative investment, as of you can profit, or as of you can hedge your portfolio, stuff like that. In other things like housing and stock markets, I always long to invest in, which I talk about in other previous videos. So where you should buy Bitcoin, I have another video talk about that. You can go to exchange, you can mine it, you can do futures, you can do ETFs, but ETFs you cannot find it now, but they're all lining up with the SCE, and soon enough there are many companies they going to be Bitcoin ETFs, because they're if they have ETFs and funds like that, they're going to be profitable, because it's pretty popular. Wherever the money goes, people will start a fund, people will start an ETF. So if that's so, at least you have to make sure you have the US stock account that you can trade. Then there's ETF, then you really don't hold the Bitcoin, right? But it's easier to trade, easier to sell. So that's basically my update about Bitcoin. So if you like this video, please like and share to your friends who think that Bitcoin is really a mystery. I think in long term, yes. In short to mid term, it's not quite a mystery, because we're all human, right? If you want to use Bitcoin, you're a human. You know how like popular and how in need you need bitcoins and other virtual currencies or ICO stuff like that, you know that. So if you have any questions, please leave me comments below. I'll reply them one by one, and please also subscribe and ask your friends to subscribe, and hopefully we can share more of our insights with you guys. I'll see you next time. Investing make easy.